Now I know I've made quite a few videos about my Gibson guitars, but ladies and gentlemen, today we are not gonna be playing authentic. Oh, what a meme. Poor Mark. Why did they make him do that? But speaking of my other guitars for a second, I would sell all of them before I ever got rid of the guitar that we're gonna talk about today. Everyone's always got their guitar that they're gonna run and grab in case their house catches on fire. Today we're gonna talk about mine. If there was a little 3-foot tall guitar-eating gremlin going after all of my guitars, I would let him eat all the other ones just so I could save this one. Ladies and genitals, today we are gonna talk about my ESP LTD EC-1000. Now you guys probably do have some pretty understandable questions. Who's Veronica? What's up with this acid trip going on where your pickups are supposed to be? Why is this the guitar that you'd pick over all the other ones? And before we get into all that, let's just list off the specs of the guitar first. I always save that for last, but let's get it over with right away. ESP LTD is one of the most popular guitar brands in the entire world, and their EC line, which is like the budget version of an ESP Eclipse, is one of, if not like the most popular metal guitar I think that's around, especially these vintage black ones. These are like a staple of 2010 metal band guitars. And just like a bunch of other single cuts, it is a mahogany body, a mahogany neck. This one has an ebony fretboard, 24 frets. It's got the signature ESP LTD thin U neck shape, which feels incredible. This particular one comes with ESP locking tuners that are keystone shaped, which is the right shape for a single cut. None of this kidney button bullshit. Now let me make sure I get these specs right. Go away, Phil McKnight. We got a Tone Pros Tune-O-Matic locking bridge as the bridge. This guitar comes with the classic EMG 8160 set, which is, you know, basically metal incarnate. Just hearing those numbers, 60 and 81, you probably already know exactly what this guitar sounds like. And yeah, as you can see, I've customized mine a little bit over the years. I've had this thing for about 8 years now, which is crazy to think about. This is my EC-1000. Now real quick before we continue on, I just want to say, if you guys are enjoying this video, I would really appreciate it, and it would really help me out if you guys would help support the engagement on this video and help it actually get seen by more people by leaving a like on this video, leaving a comment, giving your thoughts and opinions, maybe even sharing the video around. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification. That stuff really helps out. I know every single YouTuber says it and it just kind of turns into lip service, but that stuff really does help out. And if you guys really want to help support myself and this channel, there is the channel membership that you can join. Tiers start as low as $3, and you get access to a bunch of exclusive content that no one else gets to see. One of the most common videos that I put up for my members are the deleted scenes and like unused playing clips that I get from my guitar videos. So joining any tier of the membership will get you access to that, and then based off what tier you get, you could get other exclusive perks, such as shoutouts like these guys are getting. Big shout out to Cosmic Steez, Demano21, and Modern Balisong. I love you guys. Membership support really does mean a lot, and it is a big way to help out the channel, but I do understand if that is too big of a commitment, and if you still want to contribute without joining the membership, there is also that new super thanks button that's right there. It just says thanks, and it's got like a heart around it. With that, you can leave like a little tip if you feel so inclined. And again, any sort of support you guys can give me means the world. So yeah, I think I'm done being a tool. Let's continue on with the rest of this video. Now let's talk about why it is the most important guitar in my collection. You see, I had a grandmother, and the reason this guitar is so important is because of my grandma. You see, back in my high school days up until my senior year, I saw my grandma pretty much every single day. You see, while my mom was working, she would take me over to my grandma's, and my grandma would take care of me and watch me. And that's pretty much how it went from me being a baby all the way up until I graduated high school. But during the summer, it was pretty much me and my grandma all day, and we would always go on a bunch of random adventures or go running errands. But I spent a lot of time with my grandmother in my childhood. But then I believe like right after my junior year of high school, she was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is cancer. That's why I have this cancer ribbon tattooed on my arm. That's supposed to be the non-Hodgkin's lymphoma one. She fought cancer for about a year, and she kicked its ass for a really long time. But towards the end of my senior year in high school, she ended up getting breast cancer too. She was in and out of the hospital a lot and then going to rehab facilities. My grandpa told me she was fighting so that she could see me graduate high school, and she did. I graduated high school, but then about a week and a half after that, she ended up passing away. That got really sad. But very recently was the 8-year anniversary of her death. She died May 26th. 2014, and I figured this would be like around the perfect time to make this video, because that year, 2014, the year she died, was the year that she got me this guitar for my birthday. This was the last birthday present that my grandma ever got me, and that's why I'm never gonna let this guitar go. Like, if I have to sell off all my guitars, I'll sell all of them except for this one. This is the one I will never let go of. And that's why I named this guitar Veronica, and that's why she has her little name tag right there, because I named this guitar after my grandma. This will always be one of, if not the best gifts I've ever received in my life, and I'm not letting this guitar go. It also really helps that this thing plays like a freaking monster. I don't know if you've ever played an LTD or an ESP guitar, but these things are nice. Like, we got this thing used, and it came set up so perfect, and like, there's still, even after all these years, there's not a dead spot or a flat spot anywhere. The action's perfect, the setup on it's perfect, the neck is solid, and has pretty much stayed in the same place for these past 8 years. The EMG set is like a tried and true EMG set, so it's always gonna work. I really like how the bridge and the tailpiece locks into place, because it doesn't go anywhere, and it hasn't gone anywhere for years. The locking tuners work fantastic. It makes changing strings on this thing so easy, and the tuners work really well as well. The only real negative I can think of about this guitar is that sometimes, every once in a blue moon, when I plug it in, there's no sound coming out of it, and I think it's just like the electronics kind of shorting out for a second. But usually if I just like unplug it or like reset everything, it comes back like every time. So like, maybe one day I will clean up the electronic setup in this thing. Oh yeah, and then back here I have the breast cancer ribbon on the control plate. Now, you're probably wondering what's going on with these pickups. You see, when I was a kid learning how to play guitar, I really loved Kirk Hammett's guitars, where he would paint over his EMGs, like the Mummy guitar or the Dracula guitar or the Ouija guitar. I loved that he just fully painted over the EMGs. One day I just like had this random thought of grabbing a sticker sheet from one of my BMX frames that was like this weird version of like a Wonka factory, and I just decided to just cut little sections out of that sticker sheet and throw them onto my EMGs, and they've been sitting there for like 5 years already. I really like the bridge pickup sticker because it's like the good or bad egg scale, and it's set to a bad egg, and then there's like some evil gummy bears sitting there. I don't know, I just thought of doing that one day, and I slapped them on, and then I really liked the way it looked. Like, you don't, like, I feel like it's not supposed to work, but in my mind it does. And since these vintage black EC-1000s are so common, I feel like this helps make this one a little bit more of my guitar. So yeah, that's why I did that. I'm perfectly content with the EMG 60 and 81 set, but I have always wanted to try the het set, so maybe one day I will throw in like a nice flat brushed gold het set into this thing. But for now, I'm perfectly content. And yeah, this has been one of the greatest guitars that I've ever had. I got it right around the time I got my Gibson Les Paul Studio that I just made a video of. From like 2014 up until 2020, when I finally started getting new guitars, that Gibson Studio and this EC-1000 were my two main guitars. And yeah, they both just played incredible, and I love both of those guitars. But yeah, if I had to pick between my Les Paul Studio or this guitar, I would still pick this guitar just because of the connection it has to my grandma. I'm never gonna let this guitar go. It's so special to me, and it just plays so great. I could never let this thing go. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna sprinkle in some playing clips throughout me yapping about this guitar, but to wrap up this video, let's take some time and just have a good time playing this thing. I have talked far too long. Let's get into the playing. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys next time.
Thank you.